Basking Ridge, New Jersey, and I go live every week on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time to share with you whatever I'm working on that day. Today is a big day. It's October 1st, so today is the first day of our huge join offer. Anybody who would like to join Stampin' Up! Can choose from one of two choices for their starter kit. The first one is $35, and you get $125 worth of Stampin' Up! Product, your choice, and free shipping. And then the other one is $189 worth of Stampin' Up! Product for the usual signing up price of $99. So both are fabulous deals depending upon where you are in your Stampin' Up! Journey, and there's no obligation. If you don't ever buy anything else, it's okay. You will just drop, but not for 6 months. So it really is a wonderful way to get introduced and see what Stampin' Up! Is all about. And if you join my team, I've got lots of extra perks, and you can check it all out at my blog. The links are in my posts. I'll also put it at the bottom of this video so that you can look at that. In addition, let's see, we've got 3 new kits for Christmas. So if you are looking to make Christmas cards, and whether or not you've signed up for my Christmas card classes or my Ultimate Christmas Card Kit, you can also get these Stampin' Up! Kits. There's a scrapbooking one. There is a tags one, so cute with nutcrackers, and then a beautiful 9-card kit that is just to die for. I just really love it. So head over to my website and look under kits, and you can see all of those too. So I warn you that they will go quickly. So if there's something you're interested in, you're going to want to get it sooner rather than later. So anyway, enough of that. Let's go and see what we're going to make today. So this card I made last night in my Zoom card making class. We're doing Christmas cards this month and next month and the month after, and everyone got a card kit to make 2 of these plus 2 of 2 other designs, but I thought I would come on today and share with you how to make this one. This tends to be very popular because first of all, this bundle, the bundle that we're using is called Peace on Earth, and it is not just for Christmas. So if you use it for Peace on Earth for Christmas, peace, love, joy, they are great for the holidays, but then all of these other messages, who doesn't need a big hugs for a good friend stamp, really? It's just such a great little message there. But it can be used all year round. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that the Designer Series paper is just wonderful. So we've used 2 sheets of it, but let me quickly go through them. This is from my little Designer Series paper sampler, but check out all these great designs in this paper package. And again, they're not all just for Christmas. You can use them for Christmas, but you don't have to. Look at this one. I just think that's a great background. I love the colors. There's the doves we're using today, some more doves, some neutral ones, and then also it comes with some of that crumb cake, which is a nice neutral. And that's that one. And then I also wanted to show you the glimmer paper. So this glimmer paper comes in 3 different colors. It's 12 by 12. We're using this one today, but these other 2 colors go with a lot of things too. And again, they don't have to just be used for Christmas. So this has been extremely popular, and so that's why I wanted to make this card today. So we're going to start with a sheet of Misty Moonlight cardstock, and we're just going to give it a nice fold in half. Where's my scoring bone? I give that a nice crease so it stays shut. So it's just the standard 8.5 by 5.5 half sheet of cardstock. And then I'm going to take, whoops, it's a little too big. We're going to put some white on the inside. We're going to trim that down really quickly. I pulled this out of I have a drawer full of commonly used sizes of my cardstock, and actually they're my scraps. And whenever I have a piece of white cardstock, for sure, I put it in the white drawer. so that I can grab it when I need it. But that one I eyeballed and I pulled the wrong one out. So anyway, that was easily fixed, right? Easy to fix. So that's something you could do. I do like to keep a little stack of 4¼ by 5. I'm sorry, 4 by 5¼ inch pieces because I do tend to use that size all the time for the inside of my card. So I always have a little stack of those, but I grabbed from the wrong stack today. Okay, so next up, we're going to put the background on here. So this background paper is Cloud Cover, which goes beautifully with the suite. It's one of the colors in there. And what I did is I took a piece of 4 by 5¼ inch and I put it into the Peaceful Greenery embossing folder. So it's a 3D embossing folder. And when you do this, I'm just going to show you, you don't want to push it all the way to the top because you want to kind of center the design. So you might have to wiggle with it, but if you're using 4 by 5¼ like I am, if you line up the bottom of your paper with the bottom line on the front of the embossing folder, you'll get the right imprint every time. So that only works with 4 by 5¼ but since I use that most commonly, that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and put that on our card front. Because it is textured embossed, I'm going to use my wet adhesive. This is our basic green adhesive, we call it, the green glue. And I don't go too close to the edge because I don't want it seeping out the sides. So we'll go ahead and get that down there. Oh, I have to see if anybody's talking to me. Sorry about that. Let me put on my chat. I can figure it out over here. All right, I'm holding it down for about 10 seconds. Yeah, so if you're out there and you want to send me a message, I can see it now. Okay, so we've got that down. And next we're going to take some of our designer series paper. And the ones I chose for this card were the doves because I really wanted to make sure I had doves because I had to use this dove die. And then one of the one with, like I said last night, instead of greenery, it's bluery. So we've got bluery on here. And you could also use the other side. That's very pretty. You could, do it this way if you wanted to. But I'm going to go ahead and do it the way that I did on my sample. That's kind of ironic when you see what's coming up next. Okay, so I'll do that. And again, I'm using the wet glue because my what I'm putting it on is textured. So I'm putting it on a jaunty angle. I love to say that, jaunty angle. And I'm just pressing it down just so that it adheres nicely and gets in all those little nooks and crannies. All right. And then I'm going to take that piece and also put my wet glue on there. Easy peasy. And now I'm going to put it going the opposite direction. So this card sketch actually has been around for a little while. I've used it before, but I thought it looked really nice on this card. I will tell you that I cased this card from Libby Fens. She is a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She used different colors, but essentially the card sketch and the design was from her. So there we go. We've got that down. Great. So now we want to stamp our circle. Now I'm going to tell you something. I wanted to use, on my sample, I used Cloud Cover, and I cut it out with my Stitched Shapes dies, but my Stitched Shapes dies are MIA at the moment. And so I went to my stash, like I mentioned. I also have a bunch of die cuts in common sizes that I use, usually extras. And so this one's a little bit bigger than that one on there, but we're gonna use it anyway. And it's white, as you can see. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I just don't know where. I don't know where those dies are. I just used them, so they're here somewhere. But who knows? This is what happens. I am in the middle of making my card kits for my ultimate scrapbooking, my ultimate Christmas card class. And so things are a little in disarray. So you can see that'll go in the center. It's still going to look just fine. So now we're going to use some ribbon, and I used about 9 inches of this gorgeous ribbon. This is also in that same suite. Look how that glitters. So you've got glitter there, you've got silver on the edges. It's called silver, Misty Moonlight and Silver Edged ribbon, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that on an angle, 9 inches, as I said. And so we're going to put this behind our message. To do that, what I like to do is put 2 lines of adhesive. Let me show you how I did that. It's kind of hard to see, but see how I did 2 lines on a diagonal there? And then I'm just going to fold my ribbon in half, and I'm going to lay it down and just press it into the ribbon. And press the ribbon into the adhesive that's down there. And you've got that loop. And then when we go and we put our sentiment on top, it'll cover it up and everything is going to stay in place. So to put this on though, because it's a little lumpy under there, we want to make sure that we use some dimensionals. So here I am pulling out the dimensionals, and I'm going to use 4 this time. This is a big circle, but also because of the ribbon, I want to make sure that it makes contact at least somewhat with the paper. So it may sit on the ribbon, it may sit on the paper as well, but I'm going to put that, and it's basically right in the center of the card. Okay, so that message is loud and clear. I do like it better with the cloud cover because it's not quite as woo, 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 even though we want that message to get out. I think I would have preferred it with the cloud cover, but in the sense of time, I went for that. So now I've got this lovely little dove, and I didn't show you the dies, I don't think, that come in the Peace on Earth set. You've got those great sentiments, but you also get this, first of all, these 2 dies that nest, so they're like nesting labels, and they go perfectly, they line up perfectly on the inside of this. So if you emboss your paper like this and then put some layers on top, you can see that my magnetic cards are very good. I like them. Anyway, you can see that that would line up so that you might have a little bit of a white border showing once you cut it out, but it makes a very nice look, and I'm sure you'll see cards like using that in the future. In addition, it comes with the 2 doves, and then this sprig here is fabulous for using behind whatever your message is. So whether you use one of these dies or use the circle, I could have used this in maybe greens and whites and blues maybe coming off the side. So that's a very popular look these days. But I used the big, the dove with the wings out for this. And I used it with that glimmer paper that I showed you earlier. So you can see I just die cut it from there. And we're going to go ahead and put it onto the card like so. And to do that too, because this is already popped up, I'm going to take a dimensional and I'm just going to put it right next to the circle so that I can line up my dove and cover up that dimensional. And if you want to, you can put additional dimensionals underneath, or I like to pull up the wings just a little bit so it looks like the bird is flying, right? But that essentially is today's card. So again, I prefer this one, but this works just fine too. And you can use any colors. Imagine if you'd made this card using any Designer Series paper. It doesn't ever have to be a Christmas card. I just happen to be using it that way on this project. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And if you have any questions about the project, all of the dimensions and cuts are in the documentation below, so you can find that for the video. And I think that's it for today. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.